To begin the installation process for INTContour, you first need to download the installation and running scripts necessary by following the link shown now. Once downloaded, locate the zipped file within the File Explorer and select Extract All from the toolbar menu to extract the files from the zip folder. To run the script needed to install INTContour on a local workstation for Windows, the execution policy of the client must be changed. To do this, search for PowerShell within the search bar and open the Windows PowerShell app. Next, run the following command within Windows PowerShell and press Enter to run it. Then, type in A to select the Yes to All option and press Enter. This will confirm the changed execution policy. You're able to close the Windows PowerShell application. In order for INTContour to properly run, you need to install both Docker Desktop and the NVIDIA GeForce driver. To install Docker Desktop on Windows, follow the instructions from the link shown and make sure to restart Windows once the installation process has finished. When installing Docker, you may see the error WSL kernel version too low during the installation process. If this is the case, follow the link shown below on Microsoft's page, and on the web page under Step 4, a download link is provided to install the latest package of the WSL2 Linux kernel. Click on the link to download the package, find the file within the File Explorer, and double-click on the file to begin the installation process for the kernel. Upon successful installation of the new Linux kernel, begin the Docker Desktop installation process again. Lastly, to ensure that INTContour is properly able to work with Docker Desktop must run through a firewall. In order to verify that Docker Desktop is able to run through firewall, search Firewall and Network Protection within your Windows search bar and select the option within the Settings application. Then, select Allow an app through firewall on the menu page and search for Docker Backend. If Docker Backend is not listed in the Allowed Apps and Features tab of the Allowed Apps pop-up menu that appears, select Change Settings at the top of the Allowed Apps pop-up menu. Once you've allowed for the settings to be changed, select the Allow Another App option and the Add an App tab will appear. Within the Add an App tab, select the Browse button and locate com.docker.backend.exe, which can be found in the following location. Once located, select Add within the Add an App tab and select OK within the Allowed Apps pop-up menu to finalize these changes. In order to verify if the NVIDIA GeForce driver is already installed on your operating system, go to the Windows taskbar and check to see if the green NVIDIA GeForce icon is indicated. If it is not present, follow the instructions on the link below to install the proper driver and make sure that Windows is restarted after successful installation. To begin the process of fully installing and opening INTContour on your operating system, please take the license file that has been provided to you via email and place it in a new folder named Karina. The Karina folder should be created within your home directory, and the license file should be placed inside. Next, make sure that the Docker Desktop application has started. This can be determined by checking to see if the Docker Desktop icon is seen in the Windows taskbar, and while hovering over it, the indication that Docker Desktop is running appears. If not, search for the Docker Desktop application within the Windows search bar and click on it to start Docker Desktop. Now, go to the folder location of the extracted installation and running script files for INTContour. Right-click on the file run-intcontour.ps1 and select Run with Windows PowerShell. PowerShell will open and begin installing the application. The installation process will be completed once the final line within Windows PowerShell states "Orthanc has started," as shown below. Upon completion of the installation process, please wait around 10 seconds before moving to the next step. To access INTContour, open a web browser and type the website https://localhost. If you are accessing INTContour through another computer, replace the local host with the IP address of the server running INTContour. You may encounter the error "Your connection is not private" the first time you access the website, due to INTContour using an encrypted transmission between the browser and server. In this case, select the Advanced button and press Proceed to Localhost at the bottom of the warning screen to access INTContour. Once you've navigated to the login page, log in with the default username and password as shown below. Once logged in, select Launch under INTContour to start the application. Once you've made it to the Studies landing page, and if you wish to change the DICOM nodes of INTContour, hover to the profile icon and select the Settings option. Once you've opened the settings, you'll be able to see varying options for the DICOM node. You're able to change the DICOM node for INTContour, as well as add DICOM addresses to INTContour. Once you've added a particular DICOM address, you're able to test and see if the connection has been made. Please note that if you do change the node of the INTContour application, various steps must be made to the running script as well to ensure that INTContour will properly function and be able to connect with various DICOM nodes. For more information about DICOM node connectivity and any other questions regarding the installation process, please consult the INTContour user manual.